Howdy peeps, hope you're doing well. So hopefully it's just going to be a real quick video. I just wanted to do a follow-up on a couple of comments that were left on my last video and mansplaining myself a little bit as to what I was referring to regarding the preference over inanimate objects to women and why it kind of seems to go that way. I can actually trace it back to quite a long time ago, about 20 years ago, when I first sort of come up with that theory. It's probably right, actually, thinking about it. But let's start at the beginning with all of this. So the first comment that I got was from A Manly Load. Are you on alternative platforms? I refuse to give YouTube my personal details out of principle. And that's fair enough. Unfortunately, no, I'm not on any alternative platforms. I did consider it last year, but I got to admit, it's just easier on YouTube, even though I am being throttled like many other channels. You know, losing the amount of subscribers that I have done over the last, well, it's been the course of 3 weeks, I think, maybe 4. Now, I get it. YouTube does unsubscribe people anyway. I've noticed this with the channels that I'm subscribed to. A lot of them I've been unsubscribed, and it's definitely not something that I've done. If I'm honest, I don't really think it's worthwhile for me, because I'm not a large content creator. This isn't my bread and butter. This isn't how I make money. This is just something where I come to shed some thought, I guess, you know, providing some fat to chew on, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. If I do decide to make a go of it, then probably won't. I won't lie, I probably won't. Because at the end of the day, there are so many other content creators out there that are doing it, and you know, I'm just not really that interested. And a lot of the time, we are talking the same shit over and over. So again, I don't want an echo chamber, basically. Even though that's kind of the way it turns out anyway. So, the second comment was from Richard Martinez. Too many people are offering their unqualified and unwarranted psychological evaluations without looking at the facts. Well, my last video, I don't really quite understand where you're going with that one, because I wasn't really talking about personality disorders or living with people with personality disorders and stuff like that. But look, an opinion is just that, right? Everyone's entitled to have an opinion. It doesn't necessarily make them right or wrong, but they are allowed to have it, even if you disagree with it, or even if I disagree with it. You know, I'm not gonna take away someone's right to have an opinion over something. Now, regarding psych evals, well, if I'm looking up for a certain pattern of behaviours, and this is how I was introduced to personality disorders, because something wasn't right, and you end up doing a bit of investigating as to why someone is treating you the way that they do, when you get subjected to the whole gaslighting, the mind fuckery and all of that. And like I've said before, some people are just pricks. They will just do it for the sake of, they may not have a personality disorder, they might just be dicks. You get people like that. And maybe it's just, I don't know if it's unfortunate or unlucky that I've seen probably some of the worst. Now, I'm talking about women that 1 minute, oh, they're a poor innocent victim, and then the next minute they're this monster. And I'll make no apology about describing them as such. And whereas 1 minute they're a frail little person that, you know, victim, and then within the drop of a hat, they're a whole different kind of animal. And it's done based on, well, psychological issues a lot of the time, you know, and it is what it is. But you don't need a qualification, at least from where I'm sitting, in order to figure out that someone like that has got something wrong with them when they do use the same pattern of behaviour over and over, because that's what they have learned. You know, they can behave in a certain way, and then you know, just be absolutely abhorrent in their behaviour and their mannerisms, and then have the audacity to play the victim straight after, putting the other person that they were abusing in that scenario of being the abuser, even though they weren't. Seen it too many times, bro. Seen it too many times. And it is usually from women. I've seen it from guys as well, but usually it is women that I've just observation. And if those facts hurt your feelings, then there's nothing I can do to help you. You know, it is what it is. And like I said, it's an opinion. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. If they believe that a problem doesn't exist, they are not a problem solver. Well, no, exactly. Men are second-class citizens under the laws of the land. Well, technically, yes. That is the major problem, and I'll agree with that 100%. Absolutely. You know, because we're not appreciated. That's what it's always boiled down to is, you know, and I think it is because in the terms of women who are unable to stay with one partner for whatever reason. I'm not even looking into the whole psyche val about that. But they just can't help themselves from infidelity. They just won't. And they won't accept that there's a problem with their behaviour because, you know, they're told that they're strong and empowered and this, that and the third. And it's like, well, realistically, let's look at how a guy sees women or a woman that has had multiple sexual partners. You know, and I'm talking about a lot. And there's a lot of guys that won't sign up to it because it's like, well, there's obviously a bit of a problem here. And then you got to kind of, in that scenario, you got to hope that you're being told the truth. And again, you'll find it across a lot of manosphere videos where they're talking about women's infidelity, promiscuity and stuff like that. It's a lot of the time they will lie about the amount of sexual partners they have had. Because it's, you know, they see it as a shameful thing. And, well, maybe not only that, maybe they also see the side of it. It's like, well, who's going to take you seriously? If you've been behaving like that throughout your life, then why would you be any different for me? And unfortunately, a lot of the time they're not, you know. It just becomes a learned pattern, hence the whole topic coverings of pair bonding and whatnot. So yeah, now just quickly, the reason why I think there's more stability in inanimate objects is the point I was getting across with what I was saying in my other video. Whereas, alright, you don't have a relationship with, say, a car or a motorcycle or whatever, a boat, whatever, right? You don't have a relationship with it because it's an inanimate object. But if that vehicle was to go wrong, you can throw money at it and you can fix the problem. With women, it will become a learned pattern that if they behave a certain way, you're going to give them money and that'll make them happy for a short amount of time until their next little outburst. And there's nothing stopping a woman from going and seeing someone else. It's basically what it comes down to. So that's what I was trying to get with that. So anyway, that's all I've got for this one. Thoughts, comments and opinions, feel free to jot them down as always. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging about, staying subscribed.